to whoever is watching this video, wake up and do something you love today. Don't matter what it is, don't matter if it's something small, something big, but do something you love. Something that makes you happy. Too many of us, well, not me. There's too many people who wake up every day and absolutely hate the job that they work and absolutely hate the people at the job. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So today, do something that you like doing. Treat yourself today. So, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the video. This ain't nothing new. Same stuff, different day. I'm Mo. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. So we are doing a paint enhancement on a Porsche today, and I'll kind of explain what a paint enhancement is, because it's not a, I guess it's not a paint correction, but it kind of is a paint correction, but not as severe, if that makes sense. But I will try to remember to record this one and the steps and stuff. I'm gonna try to remember. But first, what we're doing is I got my coffee, I got my NTVO I'm about to say shirt, but I got a non-toxic hoodie on today. But I'm about to drop a hoodie. I drop at least like 3 colors. Yeah, I'm gonna drop like 3 colors. All right, so here is the car. It's a Porsche. I don't know, may be able to throw in a hairlight restoration for them as well, but I don't know if y'all can see that. Although we got some swirls, and it's really not bad. The swirling, it's really not that bad. We're gonna take out at least 50%. That's what I'm aiming for. We're gonna wash it first. So we do have this spot. I think the clear coat is coming off in this area. Not too sure, but I think that's what's going on. And then there's another spot somewhere over here. But other than that, we're gonna get it nice. And rims are a little in a rush, a little rough, but we'll try to get it done. Try to get it looking nice. Alright, y'all, so I gotta do a voiceover because I was a little too close to the generator, so the generator is kind of overtaking the audio. What I'm doing in this video right here is I'm measuring the paint. Why do I want to measure the paint? I want to kind of see what I'm working with. I want to know how aggressive I can go. Remember, this is a paint enhancement. It's not a paint correction. I'm not trying to get all the scratches and swirls. The goal is to take 50 to 70%. I'm aiming for 70. But you know, 50% is the expectation for the customer. But you know, I'll explain that further in the video. Right here, I'm taking measurements of the paint. I'm just trying to see how thick the paint is. And as you can see, if you watching the gauge, there's a lot of inconsistencies in the paint. One side is measuring 10 and 11 and 8, and I thought maybe my gauge was off, but it really, you know, it wasn't. So, and then the other side was measuring. It was measuring like a 5 and a 6 on some parts of the car. On some panels, it was measuring a 5 and a 6. So later on, I did start to notice that there were certain parts on the car that I noticed that were painted already. And you're gonna see later on, I noticed there's a couple of little spots where somebody polished it. Most likely, the body shop did it. So the customer did tell me that they did clay bar the car, and I'm guessing they did put some type of wax on top of it. You could kind of tell that it has some type of protection on it. And I'm just thinking it's just your regular like carnauba wax or something like that. Later on, like I said, you'll see, I'll show you some parts where the body shop kind of just left polish, all of the cracks and stuff. Alright, so as you would notice if you watch my videos, I do not do the 2 bucket method.
I just think the 2-bucket method takes too long. So I just do the method where you put a bunch of microfibers, towels in a bucket, and you flip as you go. And once you use the whole towel, you put it in the dirty pile, grab a new towel or a wash mitt. Sometimes I do a wash mitt as well. So, I mean, however you want to do it is how you do it. This is just how I do it. Then obviously you see me right here, I foam the car down. Now when I foam it down, like I let the foam sit for a little while and let it do its thing. The car wasn't that bad, so I went to straight washing. Now some people say you gotta foam it down, rinse it off, then foam it again. I foam it, I'm doing a paint enhancement, so it don't really matter. So I foam it, I wash it, and then I go from there. So however you wanna do your steps and how to do it, you do it your way. This is just my way. This is not a how-to, remember that. I'm not telling you how to do this. This is just the way that I did it. There's no wrong or right way to do this type of stuff. The next step is to spray some iron removal. Now, this is what I started doing. If the iron removal, I spray one panel and I see what the iron removal does. If it doesn't start turning purple, then I rinse it off and I go straight to clay barring. So that means I don't have to waste all my purple prep on my iron removal, because it's not doing anything. It doesn't. The card literally does not need it. It just needed a light clay bar, which is what I go to next. And then even with this, I know I'm gonna catch a lot of stuff with this one, but I use the foam. I'll just foam the vehicle down again, and that's what I use as lubrication when I clay bar. Obviously, I do have a bottle right there to spray for lubrication. But like I said, we're doing a paint enhancement. I'm getting the swirls and scratches out, so it really does not matter in a way. As long as you prep the stuff right, you should be good. So that's what I'm doing. It didn't really need no crazy, it wasn't bad or anything. It just needed a light clay bar. Alright, so after the car is washed, it's clay barred or whatever, everything is done with that, that's when I really inspect the car. And that's when I can really see how bad the scratches and swirls are, especially for black paint. Everybody know how black paint is. Black paint, it pretty much shows everything. Mess ups, whatever, it shows everything. And sometimes I feel like it's really impossible to get every single scratch and swirl out of it. Well, it depends on the service that you're doing. Remember, we're doing the paint enhancement, so we're not gonna be taking all of them out. We're just gonna enhance the paint, make it look better, right? But I'm showing you some of the spots where they left polish in the cracks from the body shop. And honestly, since I started doing paint enhancements, this is when I really started to notice how, if a car was repainted or how bad the body shop, how bad of a work they kind of did. Before I never noticed this until I started doing the paint enhancement service. So I did a little test spot on the hood, and I'm trying to show y'all, it's very hard because the sun is out, but if you notice that you see the scratches and swirls on one side, and as I come down it gets worse. Up here it's not bad, and then as I come down you can see a very noticeable difference. But obviously the sun is out, even though I can see, it really wasn't showing up that good on the camera. But I'll show y'all just a side-by-side comparison of the panel I did, the first panel I did. So right here.
Alright, so this here is pretty much what I'm going for. I did half of this hood with Porsche full fender. It took out, I want to say about 80% of the about 80% of the swirls. A little over 70, because this fender was pretty bad, and you see some, but not as much as before.
All right, so in the clip coming up right here, you can see this is the side that I did, and then the side that I haven't touched yet. See all those scratches and swirls, and then we still got a couple of scratches and swirls in it, that's gonna happen with a paint enhancement. But as you can see, it's way better than what it was before.
Alright, I like to look at it from far away. So I did everything from this hasn't been corrected. Everything on this side has. I look at it from far away because I want to make sure I'm taking all the wax off of it, all the polish off of it. Because sometimes if you don't, the wax does smear. Some of them do smear, and it will look like a hologram, and it's really not a hologram. All it is just you applying too much wax, and it's not coming off when you wipe it off with a towel, and it'll look like a hologram, but it's really not. You just need to go maybe spray some water on it to wipe it off, or just wipe it, because I had a couple at the bottom I saw, and I wiped it and it's gone. And it looked just like, not a buffing trail, but almost like like I said, like a hologram. It's kind of hard to explain, but.
All right, so in this clip, this is a great example of the wax smearing, the polish smearing. I'm putting too much on my pad, and the towel is just not getting all of it up. So it looked like a bunch of micro scratches. Some people say it would look like swirls. And I know I'm not the only one that goes through this. It could be due to too much on the pad, or due to humidity, or just it being hot, or whatever. So make sure you just got some good towels. And as you can see, as I'm wiping, it looks totally different every single time I wipe it. If it's a swirl or if it's a hologram, it's not gonna change when you wipe it. So I was having this issue, and that's why I did also one of the questions I asked when I did the consultation with Miranda Detailing was about this issue right here that I was having. And that's what they told me. Yes, wax do smear. As you can see, look, it looks like micro scratches. And then I'm gonna wipe my finger through it, and it's gonna look totally normal. But it happens sometimes, you know, it happens to me. So I'm not afraid to say it anymore. So the mistake I made with this car is that I didn't set my expectations before I started working on it. I just assumed they knew what a paint enhancement was because it came off of the website. Now, I got lucky. The customer was super happy. He said it looked like a brand new car. The car, and then plus I think that car's like 13 years old. So, and they were really happy. So, they went ahead and scheduled another one for the next day. I had some time. I didn't have time that day, but I did have a slot open for the next day. They went ahead and scheduled that one for the exact same service. So, but make sure you set your expectations beforehand. Now for the Mini Cooper, I set the expectations before I got there. I had set the expectations. So this is the car right here. Those flowers are airbrushed on, and I told them from the beginning, I said, I don't think I'll be able to go as aggressive like I did on the Porsche. I said, because I don't know how thin that layer of clear coat is on the flowers. And they told me that was their second time getting it redone, the clear coat, because the first clear coat started bubbling or something. So they had to get another clear coat put on the car. So I told them I don't know how aggressive I can go, because I don't want to start taking off too much and then start messing up the clear coat. And they were totally they understood, and they were just like, hey, we just want you to make it the best that you can. And that's exactly what I did.
I think we taking out about 50%. You can't really see right here. There's a side right here I didn't do, and then over here there's still some swirls in it, but we're taking out about 50. This is some pretty hard paint. You can see that, and then boom.
So same thing for the Porsche. For this one, I also noticed a couple of little inconsistencies in the paint. And I mean, you could tell that it had been resprayed or whatever. So there's some things that I found. I don't know. I wasn't sure if that was polish that had been left on for a very long time. When I picked the hood up, some of the hood had paint left from the flowers underneath the hood. And then right here, you can see this drip mark on the clear coat. So that's just why I wanted to be careful on the car. It's a really nice car, very interesting car, but I had to be careful just in case.
All right, y'all. So we finished with that car. So in total, we've made $750, which is good, from both of those. So both I charged $350. And then on this one, he gave a $50 tip. So we made $750. $750. Yeah, $750. Whatever. Now, in this video, in the videos, what I'm gonna do is just tell y'all mistakes that I made and what I did to try to correct it. So for the very first car, the Porsche, I didn't set the expectations, and it's very important when you're doing what I'm doing or doing detailing or in life in general. You set the expectations first, so you let them know. Like the fact that I just assumed that he knew because I was doing a paint enhancement and he came off of the website, so I just assumed that he read everything on the website saying, hey, this will not take all the scratches and swirls out the paint. This will take 50 to 75%, 50 to 70%, blah blah blah. Still's gonna, you know, whatever I have on the website. I assume that they read that, especially when they come off the website. You cannot assume that. You can't, because some of them just be clicking on stuff and don't even, some be clicking on stuff and don't even realize what they're clicking on or what the service that they active for and stuff like that. So like I said, you have to set your expectations first. So I was a little nervous for the Porsche. Why? Because I was doing a paint enhancement. If I started to compound the Porsche to get every single swirl and scratch out of it, then it turns into a two-step correction. It's no longer a paint enhancement anymore, and I'm losing out on money. Being that, like I said, I did the Porsche. He was happy with it, and then he scheduled for the Mini Cooper, which was very interesting. A very interesting Mini Cooper. I really like that Mini Cooper. But that tell me right there he was happy with the Porsche, because if he wasn't happy with the Porsche, they wouldn't have scheduled for the second car. And then plus that gave me a tip. That right there tells me that a $50 tip on top of the $350. That tells me right there that they were happy with the outcome of both vehicles right there, and there's nothing to worry about. Now, I didn't set the expectations, but I got lucky this time. Okay, sometimes I may not get lucky next time, but what I did was set the expectations with the Mini Cooper. When they asked me about doing the Mini Cooper, I told them off the bat, I said, I don't know how thin the clear coat is on top of the flowers, but I said I could do the paint enhancement. It's not gonna take out all the swirls and scratches, but you know, it'll look better, glossier, shiny. You'll have more protection. The paint will be enhanced, but you know, I can't go too aggressive. I don't feel comfortable going too aggressive because I don't know how, if it's a thin layer of clear coat on top of those flowers, I don't want to start I cut the whole clear coat out and then now I'm messing up stuff. I didn't want that to happen, just to be on the safe side. Basically, I got insurance and all that good stuff, but you don't want to have to use the insurance for stuff like that. If it's something that I can stop, I'd rather not do it than do it. So I set the expectations with that one. Sometimes I'm not happy with the results when I do the paint enhancement, but the customer is happy. They were happy with it. Man, it looks brand new. It's shinier, you know, it looks good, it looks great. They were happy with it. That's all that matters. So you got to be able to, like I said, set those expectations, whether it's in life or your business or whatever. You got to set those expectations first before you do anything, before you do a service, before you do a full interior, shampoo, wax, whatever. Set those expectations. Let them know, because they may be expecting one thing and they're getting another. And a good example is, I think that happened to me with a wax. I did a wash and wax, but I think they were expecting to get the interior done too, but they didn't say anything, and I didn't charge them for the interior. I just charged them for a wash and wax. Now, they didn't complain or anything like that. They didn't say nothing, but a lot of times the customers won't say anything until you're gone. They won't say nothing right then and there. That's why when a customer come outside to look at a car, I try to be like doing something in the van or whatever. I try to give them their space so they can look over the car and not hover over them, because if I'm hovering over them, they won't really do a thorough look. I want them to do a thorough look and look at everything before I go, and that way I don't have to come back. Now, normally they'll do a thorough look. If you hover over them, they'll look again once you're going, because you ain't bothered them. Now they got the time to look at every little boom, boom, boom. You give them that time while you're there. Like I said, I try to just be away from them. I try to not even talk to them. I let them do their own thing. I even leave the generator running. I leave it running. I start saving stuff or whatever. Sometimes I'll leave the vacuum out, or maybe I'll just be wiping a spot. I don't know. I try to do something to give them their space. But like I said, set your expectations, and everything will be all right. Don't be afraid to start a new service. Paint enhancements, it's a new service for me, but I did enough. I feel like I've done enough research, and I don't know everything, but I'm learning. I have to learn my polish and pad combination, which one is gonna work best for me with what I'm doing. So thank y'all for watching. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.